2 nights ago, the Oscars 2024 was hosted, and there was so much going on. We had Ryan Gosling doing his I'm Just Ken performance, which was amazing. We had the great Messi the dog from Anatomy of a Fall clapping his hand, which was then sadly debunked. It was pre-recorded, and he was just made out to look like a big RDJ fan. And in today's video, I just want to go over the wins and who I personally would have chosen, and anything else I want to ramble about. So we're going to do this in order of when the Oscars did it. It just makes it a bit easier, and we can do a whole big build-up to the Best Picture conversation. So the first award went to Davine Joy Randolph for Best Supporting Actress in The Holdovers. Out of all the nominations, she was definitely my pick. Even though The Holdovers I only saw last month because UK film distribution is an absolute piss take, blew me away. I completely adore The Holdovers. I know I'm going to hold it close to my heart because of Davine Joy Randolph's great performance as a modern Christmas classic. The other nominations also featured America Ferrera from Barbie, which is also another great performance. The only other competitor in this category for me personally was Emily Blunt's performance in Oppenheimer, which just blew me away in cinema. I think it is amazing, and we need to talk more about Emily Blunt being one of the greatest actresses in this generation. Okay, so I'm going to skip over a few because not all of these that I've seen. You know, I've not watched any animated short films of last year. But the next category is the Best Animated Feature Film. Now, this one I'm a bit iffy about. It went to The Boy and the Heron, and don't get me wrong, I love that movie. I love that movie as much as everybody else. I think it is great, but I just really feel like Spider-Verse should have taken that award. The Boy and the Heron, I'm happy it won. It is genuinely, I cannot stress enough, an amazing movie. But to me, it's just standard for Miyazaki, and it seems more of an award for his name and this being like his big comeback after he's retired like what, twice now. I personally feel like if we're gonna do an award for the best animated film, it should be something that is, you know, fresh. It's pushing boundaries, whilst Miyazaki is you know, he's still kind of doing that. The Studio Ghibli, you know, subgenre of animation, if you will, is still pushing boundaries of fantasy animation. He is still the best to do it. When it comes to Spider-Verse, I just think it's such a celebration of animation. It is so full of life, and I feel like it is pushing animation to be better. So that's just personally why I'd probably have given the award to that. Also, how the fuck did Elemental even get a nomination? Huh? And then we move on to Best Original Screenplay. This one made me sad. There were two movies I wanted to win this. Anatomy of a Fall, though, I'm so happy it won it. Anatomy of a Fall, I did not expect to go into the cinema enjoying it that much. Let alone, I should have probably done my research. I was a bit confused when they all started speaking French. Would have loved it to go to The Holdovers, but then again, recently there has been a few allegations that The Holdovers script is plagiarized, so that's kind of stabbed me a little bit. I kind of feel hurt if that's true. But no, I really wanted this award to go to Past Lives. Past Lives has really, you know, struck me with the writing, with how it all comes out, how it's executed. I think everything a part of that movie is so realistic that it's just scary to a point, and some really beautiful monologues all throughout it. But no, Anatomy of a Fall, I'm very much not surprised that it won, especially for Messi the dog. That dog is probably the best trained dog I have seen in cinema all time. Now, Best Adapted Screenplay. This one doesn't sit with me right at all. American Fiction won that, and I do enjoy the movie. I thought it was really funny, but the ending is such a mess. I think arguably the writing of the movie is the weakest part. Sometimes it just doesn't know what to do with itself, and so I find it just very strange that it wins Best Adapted Screenplay. I mean, especially when you're put against the likes of Barbie, Poor Things, and even Oppenheimer. I just don't see how American Fiction has edged the win here. Then again, I do enjoy the movie. Awards season makes me seem like a very hateful character when, you know, the movie that I wanted to win didn't win. But I promise you, I did enjoy the movie. I just had a few nitpicks. It is quite a flawed movie, but it made me laugh a lot, so I'm gonna excuse its flaws. Best Makeup and Hairstyling along with Best Production Design went to Poor Things, which is not really much of a surprise to me. I thought Barbie might have edged Production Design just because it's just very colourful and vibrant and it's very fun to look at. But Poor Things, the stylistic nature of Poor Things is just beyond me. It is beautiful. But as far as production design and hair and makeup and all that jibber jabber goes, there's no surprise it won. Now, I would like to talk about the Best International Feature Film, but I've only seen Perfect Days, and I love that to bits. I'm going to catch the rest of them in cinema, Netflix, DVD, wherever. I will catch up with all of these Oscar movies eventually. Now, Best Supporting Actor, I had my toes like curled waiting for this announcement. RDJ, he's brilliant. His Oscar has been a long time coming. He's been a great actor. There's not a performance in Oppenheimer that I couldn't compliment so highly. I think everyone has really come together and made such a beautiful modern masterpiece for me. Now, this one made me extremely happy. Best Visual Effects went to Godzilla -1. I remember the articles were coming out saying it was a budget of 50 million, and then the director and producers coming out saying it was much less than that. On such a small budget, Godzilla -1 produces visual effects that are better than most modern day big blockbusters. I was blown away. I'm beyond happy that this award won. Best Cinematography went to Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer had a killer night. Like, we all saw it coming. Killers of the Flower Moon, I would have loved this to win a few awards. Maybe even costume design I probably could have nominated. But, you know, the likes of Poor Things, this category was very strong. But then, you know, you have so many just beautiful scenes in Oppenheimer that it really is it's just hard to rival. Best Original Score, guess who it went to? It went to Oppenheimer. I just find it really funny that American Fiction nominated for this again. Like, the score of American Fiction? Huh? Best Original Song went to Billie Eilish for What Was I Made For. Fair dues, that probably would have been my pick. It would have been really beautiful to see Killers of the Flower Moon take that, though. Killers of the Flower Moon went empty-handed, which is surprising. I feel like Scorsese's recent movies are just getting ignored. You know, this man's like God knows how many years old, and he is still performing to very high standards. Best Actor, once again, Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer. No surprise there. Would have loved it to go to Paul Giamatti from The Holdovers, because I just hold that performance very close to my heart recently. Christopher Nolan won his first Oscar for Best Director of Oppenheimer. As much as I love the movies in this category, it just had to go to him. Nolan deserves his flowers. Now, Best Actress might have been one of the more competitive categories. It could have gone either way, realistically. Emma Stone went away with the award for Best Actress. Even she looked ridiculously shocked to win the award. Sandra Hüller from Anatomy of a Fall also got a nomination, which, you know, she very much could have won it. Lily Gladstone from Killers of the Flower Moon. Possibly, I would have liked her to win it very, very much. She is amazing. But Emma Stone deserves her flowers. She is one of the greatest actors out right now, so fair play to her. Then we get to Best Picture. I think this was a weird. There was so much like hype building up to this, even though deep down we all knew it was gonna be Oppenheimer. And then Al Pacino reads it out, and he's like, "My eyes see Oppenheimer," and even the crowd are just as confused. But yeah, no, Oppenheimer, I'd have to give it to Oppenheimer. Barbie or Past Lives, Holdovers, would have loved them to bits to have that award, but Christopher Nolan had really made something special with Oppenheimer, and I just can't say I'm unsurprised. Yeah, those are my snappy little thoughts on the 2024 Oscars. I am beyond excited for next year's Oscars. Cinema recently in this decade have blown me away already. We've got films like Iron Claw, The Holdovers, June Part 2. These are all based on UK release date. So I know Holdovers and Iron Claw are 2023 release dates, but cut me some slack. There's a beauty in awards season for me. Of course, when I'm debating who I think should have won against movies that I love to bits, I seem like a bit of a knobhead. But at the end of the day, all these nominations are pieces of art that I adore, I love to bits. So I guess it's just really nice award season where you see these artists getting rewarded for making art that millions around the world are enjoying. But yeah, just a quick video on the Oscars. I'm going to hopefully have another video coming out very, very soon. Maybe about Perfect Days. I'm undecided. I'm a very indecisive person. If you would like to see more movie discussions on this channel, feel free to drop a like and subscribe down below. You know whenever I upload. And until next time, yeah.